I want everyone to go to Twitter right now and at Ninskabins and say congratulations on your new job. We love you. Lots of hearts. Commander thinks you're cool. Go ahead and tweet that, please, at Ninskabins for me. She is getting a new job, which is going to be taking place on Fridays. So unfortunately, she will not be able to make it to the show any further in the future, as far as we know. Now, if she ever has a day off or has a free day on a Friday, she said she would love to come back and play some more. She loves this show. She loves everybody on it. Just happens so that the job is a big opportunity for her, and she kind of needs to take that on those Fridays. So give her some love, shoot her congratulations, please, and we wish her the best of luck. You know that we all love her and that we're going to see her on this show hopefully soon in the future. Her character is not dead or anything like that. We'll kind of figure out what to do with Violet as we go. She'll just kind of hang out with the party for now, and we'll figure out a good time for her to step away. But yeah, please send Nina some love. We have a lot of love for her. Last we left off, R had surprised you all when she said, "Oh, no. I have a way of disposing bodies here." And she helped you guys take Prince Lawrence's body to the basement of her club. It was like a secret second understory that you guys didn't know about. And it was pumping with club music down there. And as you started walking through the crowds, you started realizing there was almost something seemingly off or nefarious about this underground level, because you looked over and you saw someone dancing, like kind of dancing really close to someone else, and they went in and bit somebody else on their neck, like causing them to bleed on their neck and making them faint. And you had heard that there were vampires, night walkers, bloodsuckers in this city, and you may have just walked into the heart of them as R is dragging Prince Lawrence's body with her her bodyguard, who I forget the name of course, already. Gotta pull it up. Your bodyguard, your head of security's name was Bertram. Bertram was helping you guys take the bodies downstairs, and with that said, that is where we're going to pick up as the music kind of fades into the background. You guys find your way to a back area, a back room that's kind of sealed off, almost hidden in the darkness of this underground club area. Are Bertram and the rest of the people who are dragging bodies of guards and Prince Lawrence take you to this kind of back area. As you recall, this is the place where you store bodies. It's like a freezing room. So as you open the door, it's completely frigid, ice covering the walls. It's like a big freezer. And you actually see there are people, presumably obviously dead, hanging on hooks by their shoulders, just all across the back of the wall, across the middle part of the room here. And you have not shown this to Esme or Juniper, who are here with you. You're just kind of opening the door and kind of taking a look inside. I'll let you decide whether or not you want to show this room to them or not. They seem pretty brutal like you are. You may be able to trust them. You may not. You remember, you just met today. So it's totally up to you, R, what you want to do here. But Bertram is awaiting your orders with, he's got two guards under his arms.
Yeah, I probably won't show them my weird freezer room.
That's like a very weird, like, welcome to my crib.
Yeah, here's the freezer room where I keep all the bodies of my enemies. Yeah, I'll be like, yes, burn his remains, I suppose. Nothing left of him.
Bertram nods and prepares the bodies that he's got, as well as Prince Lawrence, for a burning. How would you imagine the disposing of bodies goes at your club? Do you have an idea, or do you want me to make one up?
You can. I'll let you. Yeah. Take
Okay.
it.
All right. So, I would think at a place like this, it would go one of a few ways. One is you have like a giant furnace that is used to kind of heat the area, and you just kind of toss bodies into the furnace, and it kind of heats the building, which would be an easy way. It would just make it kind of stink, so you'd have to figure out a way to avoid it stinking too much. Another way is you keep certain bodies in the freezer, and the rest of them you like kind of slice up, and you could either turn them into hors d'oeuvres down here in the lower area. You could turn them into like meals for people, or like Sweeney Todd, bake them into pies type thing. Or you could just like throw them away or dispose of them in the large. There's like a large like kind of garbage truck that comes from your club and goes out to like the docks, and you maybe just dump them overboard for the sharks to eat. Those are options as well. So what of those stands out to you?
I think I'd probably like do like both, like a mix of like one and two.
Okay.
Like I think I'd probably like burn bodies of those who like I'm like maybe there's going to be someone coming to look for them like imminently.
Sure.
So it's time to get rid of them.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah.
So,
Waste not, want not, Gotta
so Prince Lawrence
make some
definitely being
profits.
burned.
Yeah.
Okay. So Prince Lawrence, do you want to burn the guards as well, or do you want to kind of use them as...
Yeah, probably as well, because I don't want anyone recognizing like any part of his guards or anything.
Okay, so his posse and himself are being tossed into the furnace, which has these pipes that come out of it. It's like a large furnace. It's almost like its own third lower level. You have these chutes that you throw the bodies down into. You can actually look down the chutes and you can see the coals and the embers at the base. Basically, there's a large undercarriage to your club that has a bunch of coals and embers that burn at a very hot temperature, and the pipes that kind of wrap themselves out of the furnace and around the club heat it up and make it warm inside for those cold-blooded vampires that you keep in the basement. And so you toss the bodies down. The armor of the guards is going to be a little bit more difficult to dispose of. It's not going to burn maybe the way you want it to. And you do know that once in a while your furnace does get checked. So if there's a bunch of armor down there, that could raise some questions.
Yeah, probably like sell the armor or like sell it to someone who I trust who can like reforge it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, that no
So
one can...
we're going to say you've got a contact that takes like jewelry and armor and things from people that you've disposed of and buys it from you at a pretty good price. I should say a pretty good price for them. Like you're giving them a pretty good deal on these things because they're the one taking the risk by buying it from you. So we're going to say that dude is a rat folk. He is like he's basically like a were rat, and his name is going to be Vinny the were rat. And he is a fairly smart like black market dealer that takes a lot of your items. He's also, as you know, a bit like you could say untrustworthy in terms of like you wouldn't want to tell him too many things. You tell him he knows that you kill people, but he doesn't know that you're a vampire. He doesn't know any of like the intricacies of your club. He's kind of an outsider who just buys things from you and doesn't ask questions. But you can tell he's not someone that you'd want to dispose too much information to. So that's Vinny. Ladies Esme and Juniper.
Yeah.
Both of you are kind of standing in this lower level, realizing that you're in a somewhat dangerous place. Esme, you're probably not too worried being a fairy, of being bitten by a vampire. Is not something that it'd be like, I don't know, or you'd be like an hors d'oeuvre for a vampire. So that said, Juniper, you might be like kind of covering your neck right now just in nervousness. I'm not sure. You can decide, Juniper, whether or not you would be nervous of a bunch of vampires around.
I don't know. It's kind of kinky, so I'm all for it, but
All right, so no stress then. No stress right now.
No.
Nobody seems to be looking at you sideways at all because you're walking with R. You're with the owner of the club. being Rana's character. So nobody seems to give you even a side eye in terms of trying to threaten you in any way. You guys also remember upstairs is Kaylee. Kaylee is the bartender. She's really bubbly and nice. She gives drinks to everybody, and she likes talking with you guys, and very friendly. Has a crush on Prince Lawrence, and I think R said you can do better to her a couple times. And she did not seem very aware of this lower level or of R being a vampire. You guys are starting to kind of piece things together that this is not something that everyone knows about at the club. Only maybe the really important people. Kaylee just being a new hire, like maybe not a new hire, but like a young kind of clueless teenage, bartender, like 19 years old. She's probably just not really in the loop in the same way that the head of security would be. So with that said, you know that you two are on a mission here, Juniper and Esme, along with Violet and Leanna, who are also with you. I'm just not really referring to them because they're not here as players, but you four are on a mission. You're looking for a golden dagger, of which you need to basically have so much fun or get so distracted that it shows itself to you. It's one of those things that it's kind of like a mystery on how to get it to show up. All you've been told is that you need to stop looking for it to reveal itself to you. So in the back of your mind, it's hard because you remember why you're here, but you also need to forget about it and let it come to you. Let it arrive in your own hands. Show itself to you if it feels you are so worthy. So R knows nothing about this. Rana's character knows nothing about the adventure that you guys are on or why you're here. So with that said, the three of you are all looking at each other as Rana has just disposed of these bodies, thrown them down a chute, flaming chute down to the furnace underneath the club. And this would be a good time for you guys to get to know each other a little bit. As Bertram kind of stands there and he says,
"Is there anything else you need from me, R?"
No, not right now. You can enjoy yourself.
I'm gonna go do some crowd control upstairs.
Have fun.
You too.
He kind of raises an eyebrow and looks across the other group of ladies here, and then he walks away slowly, going up the steps. You guys are still in the lower level, near where the furnace is, and what would you guys like to do? What would you like to say? Imagine you're all like looking for something fun to do. Looking like you are all, especially Esme and Juniper, you're looking for something to distract you. So that could be hanging out here at the club, or it could be having R take you around somewhere else, or whatever it might be. Could be dancing, meeting some people. There's lots of NPCs at the club that you can meet and talk to. So whatever you guys want to do, or you can just talk to each other and kind of get to know each other as people.
You know what I'm actually stuck on? I've been stuck on for a while is the magic.
What do you mean?
I want to see a magic show so bad.
Oh, the guy who invited you to the magic show?
Yeah. I mean, apparently it's like a normal thing in this city, so I just want to see like how good the magic can get, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Esme mentions that R, you know that this is basically like Las Vegas, so there are good magic shows that are expensive to get into, and then there are like mediocre magic shows that are like shown at the bar, open mic night kind of magic shows.
Yeah, we're like, well, I know of a few good places to go. It depends. We could go to some bad places and heckle some people if you want as well.
All right. Well, that sounds amazing too. So we could spend a little time heckling and then a lot of time at the good magic.
We could.
How does that sound, Juniper?
I like it.
Let's go.
Okay. R, you lead them up the steps. Esme and Juniper, I'm curious what you think, like what your characters think of R in this moment. Like I'm curious to know what your characters think of her in terms of, do they admire her in some way? Do they find her very suspicious? Do they think she's cool? What do they think about the vampire thing? Because they're kind of making that connection already with the way her kind of pale skin is and the whole vampire underground. She must be pretty comfortable with it. So how are your characters thinking about R so far?
I think Esme's like always excited to make friends, especially when they're like as powerful as R seems. Because obviously R has all the power, right? Like she owns a whole freaking club. She just randomly disposes of bodies daily. So
Okay.
seems a little powerful. So I think Esme is just excited to have like a new friend. And like she's probably also like excited to hang out with her too so she can get her mind off of the dagger, because I know for a fact she's probably just like, let's find this dagger and go.
So she's like focused on that and she's looking for anything to kind of distract her.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And then Juniper?
I personally I just admire the way R like carries themselves, kind of. So it's like something that Juniper wishes like she had kind of the same like confidence and energy, I
Okay.
guess.
I like that. Okay, so that's a little bit of insight into Juniper as well. Maybe Juniper isn't as confident as she'd like to be, and so that's something that she kind of admires in a new person that she's with. Cool. Okay,
We-
so
As well, because we got beaten up.
yeah, you guys are pretty messed up in terms of like your health right now. You look pretty scraped up, those kinds of things.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
We're
I
like
also
half
forgot about that, honestly.
Spell spots
Um,
as well.
So you have some options. One is you can end your night here and try and get some rest and rest up. Another option is feel free to go out. There are things to do, magic shows to go to, all that kind of stuff. You would just probably want to avoid conflict until you get a long rest in. You
I
probably
can
don't want to
also
get
heal someone, can't I? Or
You can. It's just they're. I don't know if you were here for the combat or not. It was really bad.
oh yeah, maybe I wasn't because I think I'm healthy at the moment. So I
Yeah.
don't know if I was there.
I don't think I marked off your HP. Well, no, I did. You transformed into a monster. You transformed into a basilisk, which you
Oh
tanked
yeah.
quite a few hits. So when you're transformed into a monster, it actually doesn't affect your health points until the monster's health points are gone. So
Oh,
you
okay.
soaked like 40 points of damage as a basilisk just doing your thing. So yeah. With that said, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to rest or do you want to go out?
No, we
Like,
should definitely rest.
first, Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you imagine you'd have like penthouses at the club that you normally sleep at, or do you have like your own like abode somewhere nearby that you sleep at like an apartment or
Probably like somewhere nearby. More than like, I probably have like a room there just in case I get like have to sleep there. But I'd
Mhm.
probably say I'd have a separate place.
Okay. So do you think that place would be big enough to house 4 other people, or do you think they should find a tavern to rest at and you guys kind of meet up in the morning?
Yeah, I'd say it probably is big enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I assume then you take them back there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to put you on the spot, but feel free to let me know if you want me to do it. What do you think your place looks like? What do you think your apartment
Sure.
is like?
Yeah, I'd say like she probably has like a penthouse somewhere in the nearby. That's fairly like big. I'd say it's probably like obviously the same as like the decor of the city, so like marble like flooring and like,
Mhm.
but it probably has like her kind of style to it, like like kind of like velvet couches and like just nice like furnishings.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's probably like not much in the way of food though at her house.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And
there might be like some as like to be like, oh, I'm not a vampire. There's food, but I don't imagine she like is that diligent with like buying new food and cleaning
Right.
it out.
that makes total sense. I like the idea of there aesthetically being some things that hint at you being a vampire. Like maybe there's like a loaf of moldy bread that's like
Yeah.
been sitting there and like you for sure should have changed that out like maybe a few weeks ago and you just kind of forgot because it's one of those side things. Maybe your house
Yeah.
has no mirrors because you can't use them. So it's like it's kind of like just a weird quirky thing. It's like, do you have a mirror in here? And you're like, no.
Like not really.
Like I would find those things kind of, maybe you have like a welcome mat that like always welcomes you into your own house so that you can make it in because you have to be welcomed. You don't actually have to be welcomed, but if you want that to be a thing for your character, we can make that.
Probably not, because I won't want like any other vampires like coming in.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So you guys enter into R's penthouse. It's a beautiful marble, kind of large, basically a large apartment or almost hotel room kind of vibe to it. Got a beautiful kitchen with the marble tiling. Looks like an unused oven, an unused, mostly unused like fridge, those kinds of things, like freeze box, I guess is what it would be for this time period. It wouldn't be a fridge, it'd be like a freeze box. There are a few furnishings here and there, some red accenting, kind of matching her clothing with the red accents.
There's like a balcony as well, so I can just like stare out at people.
Okay, pretty far up in the city, so you can kind of like look out above the city and see a good amount of it. It's, to you ladies, this may be one of the most decadent or one of the most luxurious places you've ever been. Could be. It depends on your character. You can decide whether or not your character's ever been to a place like this before. But you got to imagine it would be like a penthouse that would cost you like a few $1,000s a night in Vegas kind of thing.
Well, I know for sure I haven't ever seen anything like that because I live in the forest. So.
Yeah, that's fair. Leanna, she's kind of like, whoa, this place is a little extra, isn't it? She's kind of like looking around. Leanna is Sharklord's character. She kind of like leans her weapons up against the marble countertop and kind of takes off her armor and relaxes on one of the couches, kicking her feet up. Violet just kind of quietly goes into one of the rooms and just shuts the door. So
Yeah,
this is
welcome to my home.
So I was gonna say, since you guys are still kind of new to D&D, most of you, so this is a great time to just talk with each other, get to know each other. I know it can be hard. It's almost awkward because it's almost like meeting somebody for the first time where those conversations can be awkward. It's like, hey, how's the weather kind of thing. But like, feel free to like talk about whatever you want. Feel free to be suspicious about whatever you want or inquire about whatever you want. And if one of you doesn't know the answer to the question, then I can help answer it, or help at least guide you in those directions. So feel free to roleplay a little bit. Just talk with each other in character about what's going on in the story and where your character's headspace is at and kind of what you want to do or what you need to do.
Yeah, welcome. Make yourself at home. This bedroom on the right is mine, but any other one you can use. I don't have much in the way of food, but do they have delivery in this city? I don't know.
About as much delivery as shouting out at your balcony and being like, "Hey, kid, bring me a turkey leg."
I was like, yeah, any like magical way. But yeah, I'm like, I suppose the night's still young. If you're hungry, you could get some food. I don't have any servants here because I don't really have need of them. So
it's about 11 p.m. by the way, just for time reference for everyone.
Okay, can I just be like poking at the moldy bread, like?
Esme, the bread's bigger than you too, so it's like you're like pushing on it.
Just peeling off the molds like with both of my hands.
Ripping it down like Walt.
Yeah, literally. So do you not eat much or you just don't like bread or
I just get busy. Most of the time I sleep at the club. I'm just a bit of a workaholic, you know. Yeah.
Right. So the good bread is at the club.
Mm-hmm. I get that bread, sis, in the other way, you know.
Oh. Yeah.
You hear from the couch, Leanna, who's got her eyes shut, goes, "Boo."
Oh, Leanna.
Why are you two here then in the city? What's the real story?
I mean, what do you mean? What's the real story? We're here. Why everybody else is here?
Hmm.
For a good time.
I feel like not everyone else in their first night in a city gets attacked by a prince.
Well, to be fair, we're attractive, so maybe that could be the reason.
Men just attack us because we're so
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, right?
I love
I'm
it.
gonna nudge Juniper, like, right, buddy?
That may be the reason, or we're just a little, too problematic as well. Maybe a little crazy too, but it's just part of the package.
Can I roll an insight check on this?
Yeah, so I would like let's see. I think I'll do we can do Esme and Juniper. I'd like both of you to roll me a deception check. Juniper, before you roll yours though, I need you to launch the Elegant Evil game on Roll20 so that your roll shows up with us. You can see it. There we are. Perfect. All right, go ahead and roll me those deception checks. Let's see how they go, and then we'll roll an insight for R.
Well, you didn't have to laugh like that, Commander.
So we got a natural 1 from Juniper and a 8 from Esme, and not a very good roll from R either, but enough to see that they are at least keeping something from you. They are obviously hiding something. You're not sure what, but they're obviously hiding something from you.
And like, I'll just sort of like, do you smell that? Sounds like bullshit. But I'm sure you have your reasons. I don't really care.
I mean, we don't know your real story either.
What do you want to know? I live in the city. I have a club.
That's just it? There's nothing more to you?
You have a club with a huge human freezer on the bottom of it.
Most clubs have human freezers in them here.
Roll a deception check.
I have a +6, so how can I go wrong? If I roll a 2.
Yeah, you could roll a 2. All right, Esme and Juniper, roll me an insight check, please. Insight checks.
Oh, God bless.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll for Leanna real quick. Leanna rolls an 18 on dice. So Leanna from the couch goes, "You smell that?" And then she just doesn't even finish her thought. So you guys can tell R is hiding something from you as well. Something very strange about having a human freezer in the basement. You didn't quite see much inside, but you did see like a human body slumped up against one of the corners when she kind of slightly opened the door. Your two characters don't know about the other like 30 bodies that are in there hanging from hooks right now. But it is a bit freaky. You hear a small voice kind of come from the room that Violet ducked into, and you hear some scratching coming from underneath the door. Are like a, and then you just hear like and you see a small brown creature kind of crawl out from underneath the door as Rodney the rat kind of brushes himself off and says, "My God, she's quiet. She's so quiet all the time. Oh my God." He kind of like brushes himself off. "Does Violet ever talk? Ever?" He kind of walks himself over to the rest of you, and he says, "Hey, what's up? My name's Rodney." He's about 6 inches tall. He's very furry, walks on 2 legs, kind of muscular for a rat. He's got a big pink tail that comes off his back, but he's wearing like a torn open, almost like lumberjack looking plaid shirt with no sleeves. He's very like kind of snide with his walk, very confident. And he says, "You got anything to eat around here?"
Can I hold out the bread?
Yeah, you hold out the bread, and he clambers up the counters and goes to eat some of the bread. He takes a big bite out of it, and he rolls a good Constitution saving throw. So he bites the moldy bread, swallows it, and then goes,
Have I seen a talking rat before?
"No."
You're just freaking out.
I'm like, what? How?
Don't worry, Laylee. You don't got a rat infestation. It's just me.
Have you seen that meme where it's like, if I saw that in my house, I would stomp on it until it was a like that's just what came to mind as soon as
You can. Feel free to
Stomp
go
on
Please
for it.
feel free to try to stomp on it.
What, who are you? What? How can you speak?
It's a long story, but I guess you could easily say it's a curse. And
So you weren't normally a rat?
no, I was normally a rat. The curse is having a brain that functions like a regular person's, but being this tall.
Well, why are you here?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
to pester us.
I asked to come along because I was bored, and now I'm kind of regretting it.
Well, we regret bringing you along. So.
Oh, come on, Juniper. Don't be like that. He takes another bite of the bread. Don't you have anything else? Come on, how about some cheese? You got some cheese?
Do I have cheese? Maybe because it keeps a long time. I'll check my cupboards.
Roll me a history check. Yeah, you've got a few lumps of cheese in the cheese box in your ice.
Yeah, like
Thing.
pull like one out and I hand it to him. I don't know
Oh,
if
that's the good shit. Okay, now we're talking. He takes it and he starts eating it. He says, "Oh, my name's Rodney." He kind of sticks his hand out for a handshake, which you would only be able to do with like 2 fingers.
Yeah, like I'm like, pleasure to meet you.
And what's your name?
R.
Just R? Just the letter R?
For a while now, yes.
He just keeps swallowing the food. Okay. What are you guys talking about?
How long have you been in the bag?
He looks down at his wrist, which has no watch on it, and then shrugs.
Oh, you're so sarcastic. I'm just gonna grab the cheese from his hand.
Hey, give it back! Hey!
No, fly away.
No, come on! He's doing like the uppies thing. He's like, come on, give me the cheese.
Ew.
Juniper, help me out! Help a brother out! Come on, Juniper! Hit her with the old basilisk stare. He does like a big eye thing at you.
I think she's doing a great job.
No.
Yeah.
You guys
I
are
think
the
you
worst.
deserve the moldy bread. I think that's what Violet would have wanted, is the moldy bread.
You think I won't? I'm hungry. He starts rubbing his tummy, which gurgles a bit. He goes to eat some bread. Sourpuss-like.
I can't even watch that. I'm just gonna throw the cheese back at him.
Pity works every time. Keeps eating the cheese. So you can feel free to interact. So this is just like one of those moments in a video game where it opens up to you being able to walk around and talk to whoever you want in the vicinity, kind of thing. So Rodney's gonna be there. He's not gonna say anything until you refer to him anymore. Okay. So if you want to refer to Rodney, you want to talk to him, ask him something, he's there eating cheese. Otherwise, he's gonna be quiet for the rest of the scene. So you guys keep going.
Okay. Is this the like the night that we're there or the morning after we've healed?
This is the night. You haven't slept yet.
Okay. Good. I thought I missed something.
You're good.
Well, regardless of why you're really here, I suppose we can have some fun tomorrow night and heckle some magicians.
I'm always down to heckle magicians, especially if they're horrible.
So, were you born in the Feywilds or?
That can be up to you, Esme. I know we haven't talked about that. Fairies come from a different plane of existence. So kind of like Earth, but it's a place called the Feywild. It's very magical and floral, and imagine like Neverland from
Deadlier.
Peter Pan. Yeah, but deadlier.
Oh, dead.
So you can decide if you come from there or if you just come from this regular, place that we're at now, and you've always kind of known this plane of existence, which we would call the material plane.
How would I have gotten from the Feywild to the material plane?
Up to you. Could have been somebody like summoned you, kind of like Peter Pan calling for a helper and Tinkerbell shows up, or could have been somebody like opened up a portal, or you found a random portal, which are all over the place in the Feywild. There's just like these random
nice.
portals in trees and flowers and stuff that you just can accidentally stumble into sometimes.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm from the Feywild. Yeah. Just randomly stumbled into a black hole one day. Now I'm here. Thank God. Hated it
You know,
there.
why? Why did you hate it there?
Do you think I look like I belong in a place that's colorful and pretty and full of happiness?
Mm, suppose not.
Nope. I look like a little dust bunny. That's why I'm here now. Cause I'm a material dust bunny.
So you get a little bit more of Esme's history there. She's definitely unique looking for a fairy. I mean, you've probably not seen too many fairies in general. I mean, they're just not a very popular type of creature that you see in this area. But even for a fairy that you know, Esme has a unique look. She looks like a moth. She has insect-like eyes, and like instead of having two arms, she has like two sets of arms, like a top set and a bottom set. Did we decide that right, or did we not decide that?
I have 2 arms on the top and then just like wait, 4 arms, I guess. I'm sorry.
It's up to you.
And then just the regular legs.
Okay, so 4 arms and regular legs to make a total
Yeah.
of 6 for the insect.
Yes.
Her wings kind of let off like that moth dust as well. When she flies, and she's got antennas that kind of come off and have those furry gray moth-like puff balls at the end. Very unique looking for a fairy.
Well, I'm glad you're here, I suppose. More fun here than the Feywilds, it seems.
Wait,
Sorry, go ahead.
you're glad I'm here?
Well, yeah, I don't really have too many, friends. I more have
We're
people I work with.
friends?
Well, I thought we could maybe be friends. I'm not saying we're friends now, I just met you, but, if we party a bit and heckle enough magicians, maybe we'll be friends.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Yeah. We could be friends. That's cool, I guess.
Esme
Friends.
seems flustered.
She loves friends. But she's also cool.
You do hear from the corner of the counter, "I'll be your friend if you got more cheese."
Nobody wants to be your friend, Rodney.
Okay.
I think you'll get fat if I give you more cheese, Rodney. You're very small. How can a small rat eat so much food?
He says, "Mom always said I had a big appetite. Always have a big appetite." Mama also used to say,
She's so wise.
she was always had a way with words. This is one of my favorite characters ever made. I love this.
I love him.
Juniper, I don't know if you were here when I talked about kind of your level up here, but the type of druid you picked also kind of changes your appearance a bit as you get stronger. You become slightly more monstrous each time you level up, not to the point of like total changing your body, just like maybe your skin becomes a slightly like a different color, or you start showing like your fingernails elongate quicker now and like you have to trim them more, or your eyes kind of turn like a more yellowy color like a snake, or something like that, where your body will just kind of continue to change. So you can kind of decide based on we're going to level you guys up to 6 before this session ends, so you can kind of decide how your body has been changing slightly. It wouldn't be anything that anyone would really notice unless you pointed it out to them. But you can kind of start deciding that as well, and that'll add a little bit more depth to Juniper. Could be something that maybe she doesn't even like about it, or maybe she does. Maybe she really likes kind of becoming more monstrous and less standardized elf looking. So totally up to you on how you think Juniper would react to that happening to her. Anything else you want to ask anybody? Talk with anybody? Do you want to talk with Juniper at all? Juniper, do you want to ask anybody anything? Esme? You guys have all the time in the world. I'm not going to push you anywhere. Wherever the session ends is where it ends for the break, and we'll take a few weeks off and do a little break. But it doesn't really matter where it's at. I got all the time in the world. Whatever you want to do.
What about you, Juniper? Where do you come from? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
Well, it's pretty basic. I grew up in a forest, in a cave specifically. Not that's all I'm used to, really. I just would hunt with my family, and that's all. That was my day-to-day life.
You would hunt with your family?
Yeah,
Were you raised by wolves?
I believe that was my story, right, Commander? That I was
It
raised
can
by.
be, or you can change it up. It's totally up to you.
No,
It's,
I believe that
whatever
that
you
was the
say now is
original.
official, though. Whatever you say now is
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
canon.
That was the original story that I wrote. Yeah, I was raised by a pack of wolves, and that's why I'm like so like naturey and
Mhm.
everything. Mhm.
Very
That's
like I
actually so
love
cool.
one part I love about Juniper is like your whole being, including your clothing, is so like so makeshift and earthy. Like you know, you're just wearing drapes like around you, you know, kind of thing. Which I think is just very funny, and like all those kinds of things, just very very unique looking.
I got very crafty since
Yeah, crafty.
I was
That's the word. Crafty.
since I grew up in the forest. Yeah, make clothes out of leaves and twigs and jewelry out of stones and all of that stuff.
I would imagine that when Juniper first like entered society, you were very fish out of water. I would imagine like you probably
Yeah.
walked in from out of the woods like naked, and somebody's like, "Yo, put some clothes on," and you're like, "What? What's clothes?" Like, okay, I guess I'll have to do that, and you know, like just learn as you
Yeah.
go, kind of thing.
That's why in ours place I'm kind of just awkward. I'm just standing here like I don't know where I am. I don't know what these items are. Everything looks too fancy and I'm just not used to it.
Yes, everything is very polished. Your bare feet kind of leave marks, like just slight little dirt marks on the floor as you walk. Not too noticeable, but just enough to where when you look down and you see your feet, you can kind of curl your toes on the cold marble. It is very cold here.
Getting all anxious, leaving footprints around. I'm like, oh God, I hope she's not mad at me.
Don't worry, I have a cleaner for that.
Okay, that's good to know.
The
How did
cleaner
you
better not
enjoy-
be me. I don't want to be anyone's cleaner after what Lick has done.
How would you clean anything? You can't even hold a mop.
No, Licka used to drag me across the floor.
Oh, that sounds efficient.
It wasn't. I think she just didn't like me. Hence why I'm here.
I mean, I guess we do treat him better than Licka,
You definitely do.
to be fair.
Did
Aw.
you enjoy cave life?
Yeah, I actually do kind of miss it, but this is where life has led me. So I'm just going with the flow, and I've met some amazing girls, and I'm excited about it. And now I've met you. So, I mean, obviously, this direction isn't the worst.
I can't agree with the whole cave living. Can't say I'm a fan of caves.
It's kind of cold
Mm.
and echoey and pretty cold.
This is
Just
basically,
glance
you're in like
around at
basically
her.
a very fancy cave right now.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Her beautiful mansion just
Except it's not, sometimes the cave can get a little wet. At least it's not wet in here.
There are some fires in your like fireplaces in your rooms if you get cold. I don't get that cold, so
Very
Oh,
fancy.
wow. I know, very fancy. So how did you end up owning a whole nightclub? How did that come about?
well, I came to the city with basically nothing. Kind of worked my way up to the top, killed some bad people who pissed me off, and took their stuff, and then made more stuff. And yeah, here we are, like a few years on.
Hmm. So when you say bad people, do you mean like bad people according to like society standards, or just people you didn't agree with?
I suppose bad people according to my standards, I suppose. You know, just annoying people. Some people have a moral compass to a fault, and I personally think that's a hindrance and rather annoying for me in my life. So I did what I had to do to survive, and I'm not sorry. Not that you asked.
That's respectable. I feel safe here.
I have no morals. I feel safe here.
It's fair. Based on these girls, yeah. it
Yeah.
makes sense.
I do not feel judged here.
Leanna is like sleeping on the couch.
Oh yeah, she definitely feels safe here.
Yep.
I feel
so
like
that's
she's
enough
in
to
this
say.
like position where her arms are like up like this and her head's just back and she's just gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
We should probably rest though. We had quite a awful ordeal with that prince guy.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right. Well, I'll claim the room next to Violet's, of course.
I'll take whatever room is best, in your opinion, R.
You could have the room next to mine. That's quite a nice one.
Okay, I'll take that one.
And Leanna gets the couch.
Yeah, Leanna's
Of
sleeping on the
course.
couch for sure. For sure. And then yeah, Esme, you are taking the room next to Violet's, and then Violet's got a room. Rodney says, "Whose room am I sleeping in, huh? Huh?"
Sleep in a drawer, maybe?
He frowns, and then he opens up one of the drawers and slips in it.
Oh my god, he listened.
I like open it and just like give him like I don't know, like a small bit of like nice like fur or cloth or something, and
Is
close it
this a
again.
blanket for me?
Uh-huh, and then I just close it.
So as you're closing, he's like, "A blanket? I've never had a blanket before. Thank you for the blanket."
Aw.
Okay, go ahead and click long rest on your guys' character sheets. At the very top of your character sheet, very, very top, there should be a button that is kind of above your health, above your speed, all that. At the very top, looks like maybe has a moon next to it. Long rest button. Click on that and then click confirm.
Done.
All good?
Mhm.
All right. Still looking for it?
It kicked me out for some reason. But
Oh, you're
yeah, I'm
good.
back.
Okay, did you
got
get it?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Okay, so in the morning, you're all awoken by a loud on the suite, the penthouse door. And then you hear a voice from the other side of the door. Familiar voice to you are. This is the voice of Esmeralda, your lead manager, very type A, the kind of person who kind of helps manage your funds and keeps your bookkeeper, that kind of stuff. She's knocking on the door and she says, we have a problem.
Like rush to the door and I guess like some kind of like robe, like silk robe,
Mhm.
and sort of like open it. I'm like, come in. I guess. What time is it?
As you open the door, she kind of pushes her way in and she looks flustered. She's kind of shaking her hands like this as she walks in, wearing a beautiful red gown. She's also a vampire, so she has that very, kind of pale white skin tone, deep like jet black hair that's very long, kind of comes down over her breasts. Her dress is kind of like spaghetti strapped, red. She's wearing red heels that clip clop on the floor as she walks in, kind of shaking her hands, red lipstick on her lips. She says, okay, all right. Something must have happened at the club last night because whatever happened, I wasn't there. You must have been there. I need to know what happened because we are fucked right now. The guards have taken the club and they're looking around a lot. I've locked off the lower basement, but it's not long before they're going to want to look down there.
That's a bit of an issue. Have they not? What are they looking for exactly? Maybe. Did they mention the prince, perchance?
Her eyes get kind of big. She says, "No, they didn't mention a prince. Oh my god, what did you do?"
In my defense, he attacked me first, and you know what happens when people attack me? I get a bit angry, and sometimes I can't stop, and
Can't you
I may have
control your
killed him.
temper for 1 moment?
I did dispose of him afterwards. There's nothing really to
Oh
see.
god. She
Did
kind
they
of
have a warrant? The guards?
she starts flipping open your cabinets looking for a hard drink.
I probably have like some nice whiskey or something in there.
Okay, she grabs the bottle of whiskey and flicks the top off, opening the drawer with Rodney in it. He goes, "Hey, whoa!" And she goes, "What the fuck?" And she kind of shuts the drawer. She goes, "What is going on? And who's that on the couch?" As Leanna's kind of,
Just some people that help me clean up the mess. Like, there's nothing really to see other than, the odd. Did you tell Bertrand to get rid of any bodies that were there downstairs?
No. Are you the first one I've come to?
Well, do they have a warrant to be in my club?
They didn't show me any warrants. No, they just said they were looking around, and I mean, I'm not one that's going to stop them. Okay.
Fine. I'll get dressed and I'll go. I guess I knock on the girls' doors and I guess
Yeah, you guys
try
are
and
probably
wake
awake
up.
just from the noise, at least.
I'm like,
Yeah.
just I've got a bit of an issue. I'm gonna have to go to the club. You don't have to come with me if you don't want to, but some guards sniffing around.
Hmm. I'm gonna look at Juniper.
I think that Esme and I would be a bit curious and would want to come along.
Fair.
The woman Esmeralda in the back near the kitchen is kind of standing in front of Rodney's drawer, who's trying to push his drawer open. She's like standing with her butt up against the drawer, and he's like, "Come on, let me out! Come on!" And she's standing there. She's actually just chugging the whiskey as she puts the bottle on the table, and she goes, "Why is it that we have to drink so much fucking?" Sorry about that. Hello, who are all you?
I'm Esme. This is Juniper. We're friends of ours.
Okay. And are you involved with this problem that we're facing right now?
I guess as involved as possible, yeah.
Oh, gods. What have you gotten yourself into?
Are you
Taking
the
in
cleanup
strays like
crew?
stray cats. Look at them. They're disgusting.
Look, they're not from here. They look a bit different, but they're not disgusting. That's a bit far.
She takes a step away as the door the drawer pushes open and Rodney kind of stands up. And he says, "Come on, what the fuck? Don't leave me in there like that." Oh, I thought I was gonna die. He's kind of brushing himself off. She takes a step forward. Esmeralda takes a step forward and kind of leans close. And she really kind of takes a look up and down at Esme and Juniper, who are standing there. And she's kind of following you around, Esme, with her eyes as you kind of float back and forth. And she says, "Well, I guess you're not disgusting. You're pretty beautiful. Look at you."
What? You think I'm beautiful?
She smiles, kind of a mischievous smirk, and she says, "Now, don't get any ideas. I'm very straight, okay? Very straight."
Whatever.
She kind of rolls her eyes. Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
Okay, she rolled an 11 on her deception. She's definitely bi-curious. Okay, she is for sure curious.
Let's go.
she's kind of smirking, and she rubs the back of her neck, and she goes, "Okay, and you back there, what's your name? What are your names? I haven't even asked. I'm Esmeralda, lead manager at hold on, name of club again? Is it Ecstasy?
Euphoria.
Euphoria.
Yeah.
Euphoria. Lead
I just
manager
remembered
at
'cause of
Euphoria.
the show.
This I run so many shows, you know. It's just there's so much stuff rattling around up here. It's big life here. So head manager at Euphoria. I'm Esmeralda, and you are?
I'm Esme.
I'm Juniper.
Leanna from the couch. Violet kind of leans out of her door and goes, "And I'm Violet," and then she shuts the door. So Esmeralda kind of looks around and she says, "Okay, if you're gonna come, we've got to go because they are gonna want me back soon. They actually just told me to come get you. So
Yes, I'll get dressed quickly and then we can leave.
okay, I need one more drink." And she starts downing more of the whiskey. You know, as vampires, you have to drink much more than regular creatures to even feel drunk. So to Esmeralda, or to Esme, I mean, and Juniper, this looks like a lot of whiskey, like downing a lot of it. But even then, she doesn't seem fazed by it, as she just kind of like licks her lips and puts the whiskey bottle down, corking it back up. Rodney climbs up on the counter and he says, "Hey, Juniper, can you put me in your pack or something? Don't leave me here."
We're leaving him here.
Okay. He seems to listen to R just because he's in her home right now. But it doesn't keep him from arguing, where he goes, "Come on, R, I can be of use. I'm
Like
small."
go to the cheese cupboard and I get all the cheese out and just like dump it on him and like here you go, eat this.
"Oh, okay. I'm good to stay here. I'm good. You guys can leave me here." Esmeralda says, "This place is a fucking madhouse. It's a fucking zoo."
Well, I get bored sometimes and you know they helped me out. It was an interesting night.
"Let's go."
Okay.
She starts
Does anyone
clip-clopping
here,
out.
out of interest, have minor illusion?
I'm not sure.
Any of
Does
you?
anyone have the minor illusion spell? It wouldn't be Esme. Maybe Esme
No.
with fairy, being a fairy. Maybe, actually.
I just have fairy fire.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Juniper, do you have minor illusion at all? No? Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. I
There's
know
my
that
idea gone out the window.
Oh.
Leanna doesn't.
I don't have it either, so.
Okay.
Okay.
So you
Can I
guys
head
head out, and we pick back up, a little time skip here, pick back up at the club, where it has been taped off by caution tape, and you see a bunch of guards in their beautiful marble armor walking around, a few kind of standing in the way. Small crowd of people, not too many, are kind of standing around, just looking at the marvel of so many people around the club. And as you approach, you see a large gorilla type man. He's got fur all across his forearms and his chest and his neck. He's got the face of a simian, like a monkey type face. He's in a trench coat. He's got a pipe that's sticking out of one of his pockets. Very Sherlock Holmes like outfit. And as he walks up, he says,
You must be R.
And you are?
he raises an eyebrow, looking at you, kind of looking you up and down, and he says,
Dr. Gordon.
What?
Dr. Gordon Dr. Gordon Banana Butt!
Oh.
And doctor of what exactly?
Investigating crimes.
Didn't realize they gave out doctorates like that. I suppose.
Well, you must not understand much because I'm on to you. I see it in your eyes. What happened here last night?
He pulls out a little pad and starts making notes.
In regards to, you must elaborate a little bit. I'm rather confused.
There are reports that Prince Lawrence was here last night,
Prince
and that he
Lawrence?
didn't leave.
He was here last night, true, but he got a bit rowdy and I kicked him out and he left.
Roll me a deception check, please. Would anybody like to say anything else? Esme or Juniper, you can give our advantage here by adding to her lie, like giving more reasonable kind
Please
of
give me
additions.
advantage.
So she said that he got, what'd you say, he got wasted and you kicked him
Rowdy.
out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can honestly say that he was being a bit disrespectful to me and my friends last night because he got a bit too drunk. And I think R took, the right actions in kicking him out.
Well, that does check out. That is his MO.
Go ahead and roll me a deception check again. All right, 13's a little better. These rolls aren't great for the deception. Unlucky.
No.
All right,
At
he
least
gets
I
a
have a plus
+6
6.
for his insight here.
Damn it. Fuck. Can I use charm person on him while I'm saying this? Or is it semantic? Do I have to say something with charm person? Yeah, no, it's verbal and no, then I will not do that.
Okay.
Because that's very obvious.
So he kind of raises an eyebrows and makes some marks on his little notepad that he's carrying, and he says,
Why don't you follow me inside? I need to ask more questions. All of you.
How about you follow me inside, as this is my establishment and you're a guest?
he shrugs his shoulders. He says,
As you wish.
Okay.
okay. So you lead him into Euphoria through the front doors. What do you want to do? Anything? Was there a purpose for you leading him, or was it just kind of to show dominance in that moment?
It was just to be like, I'm in control. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm
All
not
right.
like intimidated by you at all.
Okay, cool. So as you walk in, you see there are some guards in here. One of them is behind the bar, and he's like moving glasses and drinks and things, like the bottles and things, trying to like look behind things. One of them is standing at the doorway that goes downstairs, and he is taking his weapon and trying to pry it open. And as you come in, he kind of takes his weapon out of it.
Yeah. So to the ones that are like fiddling with stuff, I'm like, hey, expensive. Get your grubby hands off. And
Sorry,
you,
ma'am.
with your sword, put that away. That
Sorry.
door is extremely expensive.
Sorry.
My bad.
Yes. I'll be speaking to whoever's in charge of you at some point. Because I imagine I have, because of my like character backstory here, I imagine I have some sway with like the city watch because
I
of
would
the
say
whole
so.
like, yeah.
I would say so.
But,
This guy seems like he might be, at least the simian guy, Dr. Banana Butt. He seems like he might be a bit like a freelance kind of detective, like maybe contracted out by the city and not actually working, like no one you've ever met before, no one you've ever seen before. As he says,
There, at the back, there is one of your VIP rooms. And I see markings on the floor, drag marks, and I can smell blood. What happened?
well, as I say, he got a bit rowdy. He did punch and actually stab one of my guards, who unfortunately did not make it through the night, which is
And
why
which
I
guard
kicked
was
him out.
that?
Oh, Esmeralda was one of our new hires. Does Bertram know his name?
oh, how the fuck should I know?
Well, where's Bertrand?
I wasn't here.
Well, where's Bertrand?
I guess I can go get him too.
Well, I'd have to check my books for his name if Bertrand's not available to give me it. Is he large club? You know how this city is, or maybe you don't. I've never seen you before. Large turnover of staff. People they come and go for summers. Get a little bit of extra money for travel. It is what it is.
Yes, how convenient, yes.
He starts writing more things down. He says,
What do you have behind the locked door back there? The one that my
Uh,
god was so eloquently trying to pry open.
Yes, not too happy about the scratch marks on it. I'll be billing the department, which,
Feel free.
won't go
It's
on
not my
your...
department.
No, it's not. However, I know a lot of people in your department.
He kind of raises an eyebrow and he says,
You do you?
Yes, do you not know who I am and what I've done for this city?
No, I don't, and I frankly don't care.
Oh, you don't care about lives saved, I see. And Banana Bud, what kind of name is that? Did you give that to yourself, or do you have an owner? Did he name you, maybe?
roll me a charisma check, please.
Okay. Charisma check. Wait.
Yeah, so click on the modifier for charisma up at the top of your character sheet.
Oh yeah.
All right. 14. All right. He doesn't seem flustered by your mention of his last name. Although that's what the charisma check was for. It was a contesting charisma check to see if you would fluster him and kind of throw him off a little bit. But he doesn't seem quite flustered, and he looks to the other two girls here and he says,
Can you recount what happened last night, you, Fairy?
Just like they were saying, that dude was being super obnoxious, super insane. So R got one of the guards to drag him out.
And do you remember this god's name?
No, I was a little. I'm at a club. How am I going to remember people's names?
roll me a deception check, please.
Also, she's a small, tiny thing. Just a tiny bit of alcohol gets her drunk, and she drank a lot.
Okay, roll with advantage now. Go ahead and roll a second one.
And that's shift, right?
Yeah. Okay, so that's perfect. Yeah, because
Oh my
natural
God.
20. Okay, natural 20.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
We're gonna roll him for him just in case he rolls his own natural 20. He does not.
Well, I see.
He makes some marks down on his notepad and he says,
Okay, and you, Elf,
Yes.
what happened last night?
Well, as I said before, since you seem to have trouble paying attention, I said he got a bit rowdy. He did lay his hands on quite a few people because he was so drunk, overly drunk, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And I mean, he even laid his hands on me. So I think, like I said before, R did good with dragging his ass out of here.
okay, roll me a deception check with advantage. So hit shift and then click deception. Okay, 17. Let's see what he gets here. He got a 17 too. So it matches, which means he believes you, but he's a bit suspicious.
Okay, interesting. And what of your head of security, Bertram? What would he know about this? Was he involved?
Well, I called him to call forward, obviously, the unfortunate soul that lost their life. But I mean, he knows, obviously, he was involved in evacuating the club afterwards. I didn't want anyone to see anything that would scar them for life.
Yes, that is how we got our tip, was just regular city folk coming and spreading the rumor. So,
Mm.
this still doesn't quite explain this, though.
And he grabs a piece of like cloth out of his pocket, unwrapping it. It's like a note inside of a cloth. It's got a small like dirt mark on, like soot mark on the back of it, almost like it's been singed. And it's a letter that is from the kingdom to Prince Lawrence. And the Simeon detective here says,
We recovered this off of a dove, messenger dove, that was flying around aimlessly all throughout the city. Where might Prince Lawrence have gone?
I'm sorry, is it my job to monitor where everyone goes after they leave my club? I really don't think it's any of my business. Where
He didn't
anyone
mention
goes after
anything.
this.
He didn't say anything.
I kicked him out had him out on his ear. Of course, he didn't mention anything. He was yelling obscenities, and he just killed one of my guards. I didn't really ask him where he was going. I didn't really care.
I see. So he just conveniently disappeared after he left your club.
Convenient or not,
And his
he's
guards.
gone. As I say, convenient or not, he's gone, and that's not my problem. Or, you know,
Indeed.
I
Indeed.
think it's your problem, really.
It is.
Mm.
Are you willing to show me what's behind that door over there, or do I need to come back with a warrant?
As you were trying to, wrongly pry it open, I'm going to have to inconvenience you by asking you to get a warrant.
Fair enough. We're done here. Let's go.
He kind of waves his fingers around as the guards all gather up and march out. And he says,
You'll be seeing me soon enough.
Okay, monkey butt.
he laughs and he says,
It's banana butt.
and he turns, and as he turns, you can see his trench coat kind of lift up. He's got a pink banana bottom that kind of like shows as he fluffs his trench coat and walks out.
Oh no.
The rest of the guards are kind of leaving, but one guard stops in the doorway. He's like the last one out, and he kind of turns. You recognize this guard. His name is Vincent. He is also a vampire, and he turns back to you and he says, is there anything you need me to do? Anything you need me to say to anybody?
I would just try and spread discourse, say someone saw Prince Lawrence after he left, anything. I'd rather not burn down my entire club over this.
Yeah. Do you have anybody you actually want me to pin it on in the city? Anyone you have in mind?
Would there be anyone that I would maybe like have in mind, I guess?
Roll me a history check.
Okay. I was about to use my actual dice there. If not.
Okay. In terms of people that you would want to pin it on, iffy, but people that you could pin it on, there are many. And you can make up an NPC, or you can pick one of the ones that you've met. You can do the crocodile guy that owns the one other bar. It just depends on how kind of mean you want to be here.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, anyone who you think fits the bill, any troublemakers, we could do our usual, turn him, starve him, make him a little bit crazy, and then capture him and pin it on him.
All right. Yeah, no problem. I can do that. All right. I wish you the best of luck. That guy's good. Banana Butt,
Thanks.
maybe a funny name, but he's pretty intelligent.
Well, intelligence doesn't trump, well, brute force in some cases.
It's true. If I get him alone, I'll take care of him for you.
Thank you.
He smiles and walks off. Kind of when he smiles, he does smile with his teeth kind of wide. You see his fangs as he raises his marble pike at you and walks out. You're back alone in the club as Kaylee begins to run up. She's actually holding on to her shoes, wearing kind of like a sundress. Kaylee runs up and she says, oh my God, I heard something was going on. Oh my God, are you guys okay? You guys look fucked up. You look so fucked right now. Do you guys need a drink? Drinks? Juniper? Esme? Drinks?
Always.
Yeah.
Are you okay, R? She comes up and grabs you by the hands.
I'm like, I think it's time to deep clean the basement, get rid of anything that's suspicious.
Okay, sure. Whatever's down there. You never let me go down there anyway, so whatever you gotta do.
I thought, like, look at Esmeralda and give her like a little nod to be like, please start cleaning the basement. Like, do what you need to do.
Esmeralda nods back, but she kind of like rolls her eyes a little bit and flips her hair behind her back.
And I'm like, oh, and Esmeralda, buy some pig carcasses, cow carcasses for the freezer.
She kind of smirks and she looks over at Kaylee and she says, for the party we're gonna have, Kaylee, where Kaylee's kind of like gives you like some big eyes, like kind of confused. She's like, for the party we're gonna have, Kaylee, duh. And Kaylee's like, oh my God, party, yes. She starts making drinks for Esme and Juniper. Okay. That is where we're gonna pause it for today. So we've got a new kind of threat in the mix here with the Dr. Banana Butts coming in and although he has a silly name, being an actual threat to your club here and your livelihood. You also have a new player in the game with Esmeralda. And you guys have gotten to know each other a lot more. You've gotten to know a lot more about each other, trust each other a lot more. And we'll kind of pick up with what happens next time when we come back in January for the show. I think for your characters, this would be a good time to do a bit of a time skip here in the city. Really, like, from this moment, you're not bothered too much as Dr. Professor whatever, monkey butt, banana butt, he doesn't come back with a warrant, actually. It goes by a week, nothing, 2 weeks, nothing, 3 weeks, nothing, to the point where you are, you've kind of forgotten about it and everything's kind of back to normal, back to your regular routine. Guards have forgotten about it. You're not sure if Vincent was able to kind of clear the trail from your conversation you had with him or not. That was the guard who talked with you. You're not sure if Esmeralda kind of did her job and then brushed it under the rug and talked with the media, which Esmeralda is really good at doing. You're not sure if, what it is, but nobody seems to have come back in a while. At this spot, we're going to have your characters spend a while in Petro, which is this city, and just get to know each other, get immersed in the city, and we're going to meet back up with your characters, we'll say like a month later, like you've been here for a month, and that will be a good amount of time for your characters to distract themselves enough to have the dagger appear for you and start showing you where it's at. So that's where we'll pick up in January. Sound good, everybody?